Hello, my name is Connor.
Hi, Connor.
So, this is a little hard to admit, but everyone stick with me. I am an Overwatch enjoyer. I know. I'm so sorry. You must all think so little of me, but you must understand, my passion comes not from the community, but instead from the stories, the characters, their relationships, and the teamwork that, look at me and not them, the teamwork that defines what it means to be a hero. You disgust me. Get out. Okay, so, obviously over the last 10 years, Overwatch has proven to be a rather controversial game. Honestly, it's hard to think of many other multiplayer games with the same level of pure toxicity. But I think myself and many other people who play this game would insist with real generosity that there is a magic that this game captures that I have yet to feel before or since I began playing it. Okay, except for Rivals, but that's a different video. There is an incredibly negative stigma surrounding this game that, if we are being real, is very much deserved. But at the same time, I feel that the community and those peering in at us have lost what makes this game so special. All of that being said, I feel it's important to clarify that I have only been playing this game for a little over a year. In fact, Overwatch is the first FPS game I've ever played. That's right, ya boy's a fake fan. I am no hardcore competitive player, I just have opinions and an ego, and you're here listening, so say what you want, but it's clearly working. Let's begin with talking about Overwatch's heroes. These little fuckers are what make the game. No longer are you just man with gun, now you can be woman with gun, or even edgy man with gun. In all seriousness, this is what drew me and my friends into this game in the first place. Finding a character and playstyle you resonate with feels incredible, but what really makes the experience is how these characters work with each other on a team. Characters have in-universe relationships, and sometimes that's where you will find your synergies. Other times you find your synergies between two people who have never actually spoken, but a bubble on a hammer is apparently effective, so you roll with it. We also get some fun rivalry interactions in a similar way. There's nothing like the fear felt by a widow hearing the buzz of rollerblades on glass, followed by a switch and dubstep. All is to say that Overwatch is a hero shooter, which means every character is incredibly unique and has a million potential dynamics with every other character. And while intellectuals like myself would find that interesting and exciting even, most professionals seem to insist that the game is unbalanced, even despite recent improvements. While I truly can't see the importance in such a mediocre opinion, I'm nothing if not rational. Therefore today, I will completely balance Overwatch. Let's start with the only categorization that the game gives us. Overwatch splits its heroes into three categories: tanks, DPS, and support. Tanks are your chunky lads, here to soak up all your team's damage. Some do so with a shield, others grapple to the ceiling before spin dashing into your Ana. They will take your personal space and then laugh as you run because they know the knife's still in your leg. DPS are the egos of the group, the sort of characters that get 4 kills with a Reaper ult before the horse javelins their face into a wall. This category typically demands the most mechanical skill and can often be the most punishing role to play, as one mistake can mean death.
He's already dead.
That is, unless you play, who all have some bullshit way to escape you. Then we have the healers. I mean supports. You may think that someone is playing Mercy because they love to help the team and to keep their friends alive, but the real Mercy mains know that healing the majority of the time makes pulling out the Glock that much sweeter. These freaks of nature are responsible for keeping your team alive, as well as the game alive. While that's all nice and good, we should also talk about some other categories that are typically associated with these characters. Those categories can apply to a character regardless of which previous class they were in. There's a lot of people like myself who argue over these categories and who fits in them, but unlike myself, those people are usually wrong and stupid. Luckily, you are listening to me, and I'm always right about everything, so nobody can dispute any claims I'm about to make. So, the way I generally understand it, we can put heroes into 3 more categories: dive, poke, and brawl. You will know a character is dive when all of your keyboards are broken. These fuckers are usually much more mobile than other heroes, but will come with a heavy drawback. A dive tank like Ball may lack the damage of other tanks, while a dive DPS like Tracer is crazy squishy. A poke character is one that hits from a distance over time. Tanks like Sigma aim to shoot the supports behind you while sustaining himself, and supports like Iyari set up behind their team intent on reacting to a dive rather than initiating one. And finally, Brawl characters want you up close and have tools to get themselves to you. DPS like Mei have a much shorter range with much more sustain, and supports like Brigitte can heal their team by being up in the enemy's face. Now, none of those categories are completely black and white, and some characters like Ramatra or Symmetra purposefully sit in the middle. These categories create like a complex rock, paper, scissors sort of playstyle and team dynamic, as certain categories tend to do better against others. Aside from that, there are also characters that are just better against other characters, typically because a part of their abilities fully or partially counter another.
You serious?
I'm talking your Moira Genjis, Ana Hogg, Ashe Farah, but the one I want to speak on most is Rein Ramatra. I'm gonna get personal for a second. I main two tanks, Ball and Reinhardt. I would complain about Ball Sombra, but honestly you can outplay a Sombra if you just stop playing the game and just start fucking hunting her and nothing else. You may not win your team the game, but hey, at least you scare the shit out of Invisible Lady. Not to mention, complaining about Sombra as Ball is kind of hypocritical. Now, with Rein Ram. Ramatra has the ability in his buff boy form to punch through shields. This makes Reinhardt's main means of sustain usually obsolete. Plus, Ramatra's DPS while in that form is a bit more than Reinhardt's, leading to the same falling dominoes every time. Simply put, you have to hit your pin, and he has to not be getting excessively healed. Now, a lot of you are screaming, "Just switch off, Connor. Oh my god, you're so stupid. Holy shit, how can your head be that thick? No wonder it's so big." But that's my main issue. Being too prideful is literally what Reinhardt mains are known for. None of us want to switch off because the absolute glory that comes from winning that fight when the odds are completely against you is as big a high as snorting gasoline. So, the first step we will take in making the game totally balanced is taking away these exceptions to the rules. Beams will now be absorbed by D.Va, and Knuckles can no longer punch the Chaos Emeralds out of Supersonic. Fine, good. We all agree that this is good, at least for my character, and that I don't want to swap, and stop telling me to swap. I want to play Widow, I don't care. This will take away several of those pesky, interesting interactions, but we aren't done balancing just yet. We still have to address those categories I went over earlier. The rock, paper, scissors thing is fun and all, but it is a bit too many possibilities. The more that can happen, the more that can be unbalanced. So let's start with the main three categories. I say we start leaning some of the health pools closer together. It's annoying how long those tanks can last and how squishy I feel is Mercy. So let's adjust everyone's health around 100 or so towards the median health of the cast. Okay, so maybe the tanks are dying a bit too quickly now. Easy fix, we just lower the overall damage of the cast, especially the DPS. Okay, another easy fix, we just lower all the healing the supports can do to coincide with the new damage. And we're back to the tanks dying thing. Okay, so maybe we can't change the relationships between these groups too much. Well, nobody said science was easy, and I have a new idea. Let's address the other categories. Dive characters are too hard for supports to deal with on their own, and God knows the team isn't peeling, so let's get rid of those hard to react to movement abilities. And you know what? Let's lower the speed of some of those faster characters too. Why should Ball get to roll anyways? It's not like Winston gets to roll, and if Winston can't roll, then nobody deserves to. Same thing with our poking boys. That is simply too much range. Why should they be able to hit me when I can't hit them? Let's make the range of all projectiles universal, and while we're at it, I don't want to leave the brawlers out. Let's lower that sustain and damage up close. Reaper is so close to me, I could smell the caramel frappuccino he had with Brekkie. So let's just extend that range so he doesn't have to be so close to me. Okay, that should do it. Overwatch is completely, what do you mean Queen can one-shot Ana from 30 meters now? What the fuck could be the issue? Everyone should have similar range and mobility now. Except she shoots a shotgun. Multiple pellets. Oh shit, characters have different bullets and fire rates. That doesn't seem super fair to me anyways. You're telling me that Malga has to shoot regular bullets, while Moira over here gets to use some genetic darkness magic bullshit? Nope. Simply too many kinds of interactions. Let's set everyone up with a base type of bullet with consistent damage, speed, and range. Okay, shit. Now the game is like 100% based on abilities. Damn it. I should have guessed that the things that make and define each hero as unique might have been a balancing problem. It would be easier if we could just focus in on a single character for now so I can get a better understanding of how an ability can impact a game. Let's look at Ashe first. We have two abilities here. She can throw dynamite that when shot or after long enough will explode, and anyone within the radius of that explosion will be set on fire. And she has a coach gun that can launch her back and any enemy hit back as well, creating a distance between Ashe and what she shoots at. Well, the coach gun is an easy fix. It's a reaction ability intended to help this poke hero have some agency when being dove on. It also is a movement option, allowing Ashe to get up to high ground if necessary. But dive characters already can't dive her anymore, and we want to get rid of movement abilities altogether. We will just get rid of the coach gun completely. Now, the dynamite is a relatively balanced ability, but it does inflict a status effect with that fire. And I want to say that falls into the category of weirdly specific rules again, so let's just say she keeps the explosion but no fire effect. Boom, Ashe is balanced. But Ashe was already a pretty stable character. Let's look at someone a bit more controversial. How about Sombra? Yeah, I may have given her a pass on the Ball Sombra matchup, but we're still gonna rip her playstyle apart. For the sake of balance, of course. So, Sombra can go invisible, hack a target which keeps said target from using any of their abilities and sometimes movement mechanics for a short time. She has a movement option that will reactivate her invisibility and can travel vertically. And finally, she has the laziest ability in the game, her virus, which is thrown in a straight line to deal slight damage over time. You know, to make up for your aim after you are already completely invisible and have taken away the abilities of the player you are diving. Okay, Purple Lady, here we go. No more invisibility. Everyone has eyes and you need to respect that. She can keep the virus, but I want it to just be a button she can press that kills her immediately. And her hack. Taking away abilities is the definition of unfair and unbalanced gameplay. I mean, if she takes away everyone's abilities, all they will have is their gun, which are each very different. I mean, Tracer is going to outdamage Moira every time. Well, except that we made a universal gun for each character already. Wait, maybe Sombra isn't just batshit crazy. Maybe she's been trying to vigilante-style balance the game solo for years now, one character at a time. Maybe she has a point. Having no abilities is the ultimate balancing mindset. Think about it. No more Kiri cleansing through Diva ult. No more Sigma dunking on you from 3 football fields away. No more Brig interrupting Doomfist. Now that I open my mind, almost every unbalanced interaction in this entire game comes from ability and ult interactions. It's all truly so simple. I have been overthinking the hero shooter structure, focusing on categories and types of characters, but the character abilities are what decide what those categories even mean. The structure of this game is constantly imploding and rebuilding upon itself, and all of the players are simply here to witness the unending chaos. These abilities, these different and unique qualities of each character, are what gives the game life and purpose. It gives players drive and connection. It conceptually connects the teamwork-based gameplay to those making up the team, but they are also what defines balance, defines what characters your team wants to play, defines which maps are good in which are Antarctic Peninsula, defines how you feel after getting one-shot by Widow. These abilities dictate our interactions, our relationships, our emotions, and our decisions. We are all playing a farce, a game that cannot exist without a broken foundation, a foundation that is eroding away day by day, payload by payload, Frogger video by Frogger video. By definition, this game should not exist as the floor it stands upon is falling. But even now I am unsatisfied. How can something with such a conceptually broken framework survive and even thrive for so long? How is it that this game brings out such emotions in all of us? We have all felt the disappointment and the hatred that this game can evoke, but we all play anyway because it's somehow worth it? Perhaps the abilities, the guns, the categories? Perhaps none of these decide how the community feels about the game. Perhaps they have much less to do with how the game feels to play than we think. Perhaps it was the players themselves, the community, that built such a sturdy foundation for this game. Perhaps we should all consider each other and how strong a hand we play in guiding this game and our own experience. And if balance is just our collective opinions on how these characters feel to play together, then maybe we are responsible for the balance of Overwatch. The players are responsible for the balance of Overwatch. Differences, discourse found in the game comes from the players. That means if we want to completely balance Overwatch, then we must completely balance the audience. We need to make everyone who plays this game the same. Oh, it's already a bunch of losers.
I got my first video done. It is late at night. I want to record a little thing real quick to say thank you for watching. If you did, that was nice. Also, if you are alive today, Thursday, September 4th of the year of our Lord 2025, Silk Soooooong has finally dropped, and I am playing it live right now at Chaotic Gumball's Twitch.tv. I'd love it if you'd come and join us. Also, I want to thank my friends Jude and Rachel for helping me gather some footage in this video and helping me brainstorm. Thank you very much.